Welcome to Hill Farm, the home of Norfolk Hang Gliding and Paragliding Club. So I thought I'd film this time lapse to start with. I thought it would be a little bit more dramatic. It's clearly not, but there was quite a lot of low cloud, but Andy Bobbitt had been in touch before he set off from Norwich and told us that it was clearing there, and obviously we had a good easterly, some sort of east-southeasterly. And as you can see, the blue is starting to show through. But on to testing the new wing. Tension.
What kind of winch was it?
So lots of nodding dog on the way up, as you can see here. We were on the east-west runway. The field was nice and clear. But I have to say I was a little bit nervous, as you might expect, just launching the first time on the new wing! First flight on the new wing, Nova Codex. Woohoo! Let's see if I can get some fucking lip eyes. That's the stupid low. That's the outer A's. That's the. So for the uninitiated, the Nova Codex is a two-liner, ANC rated, aspect ratio 6.1. So my previous Punk had an aspect ratio of 5.4. So I was getting to know the wing, getting a feel for how it handled in the air, and particularly at this point I had to be careful with glide ratio and making sure that I was going to spot land where I wanted to. And it wasn't, it didn't feel too different or challenging at all. It's a low C, so should be on the lower side of wing demands, but for a first flight it felt great. You can probably see it's also quite a nice lightweight fabric, so it's about a kilo lighter than my BGD wing.
How's that side?
Oh, stunning!
It looked like you'd found something over here.
Not really, I mean it was really light, but it's so f***ing efficient.
Isn't it just?
You get that, the first thing?
Mate, you have come from a punk.
It's interesting.
I know!
Do you know what I mean? That's completely different.
Well, I've no comparison. Really, well, that's my only comparison, but... Yes! Still getting used to the turning circle on this. So this was my last flight of the day, actually my 6th flight. So by this point I'd had about 30 minutes of flying time under my collar and was starting to get a better feel for the glider. You heard me mention about the turning circle. It definitely turns differently to my Punk 3-liner, which was designed to be quite a an agile wing, which did turn quite sharply. So I'm getting used to the feel of a 2-liner, and as you can see I'm trying to take a wrap, but ultimately it's a bit more of a plank. It's a bit more effort in terms of weight shift and brake input to get it into a tighter turn, but you know, that's the payoff for having something that ultimately is climbs a lot more efficiently and glides much better than my BGD Punk. 1600. Oh my god. Hello Norfolk. Hello Norfolk. I can see the coast. Yes, look at the field. Look at Hill Farm. Isn't it beautiful? Hey? Oh. Thank you, Nova Codex. So just coming into land on that last flight, which lasted about 15, 20 minutes. So I stayed up. I think there was a bit of convergence as well because I was traveling in a straight line and just continuing to get some good lift. But it was nice and easy. I just lucked it that I lifted into that and found some steady lift where others had been dropping out literally minutes before. But first impressions on the wing, really surprisingly easy to handle, no shocks or surprises. As it's lighter, I found that I was putting too much energy into the wing on launch, so that was one of the first lessons. I had to really check the wing so that it didn't overshoot, but that was purely because I was putting way too much energy into the forward launch because I was used to my previous wing. So I had to get that sorted, and then spent probably the next half hour on landing, ground handling, and just the winds were quite light, and it was easy, but it was easy to keep the wing overhead, to practice tip touches and just generally get used to the feel of a two-liner, which from a ground handling perspective was very easy. There's obviously, as you can see, there's not many lanes to choose from. It's very stable. So I'm certainly looking forward to the next stage, which will be on a hill, gustier conditions, more challenging to handle, and making sure that I'm as smooth as you like on launch. So looking forward to the summer ahead and some big XC distances. See you around.